Stan Arthur here for the I Love St. Pete Facebook group. If you're a business owner looking to connect with tens of thousands of potential new local customers, you owe it to yourself to get enrolled in our Key Tag Rewards program. Since 2019, we've signed up more than 200 local merchants. Sponsor opportunities are available too, such as our group banner ad and even your own custom key tags. Just go to stpetekeytag.com, get enrolled, and get ready to get busy. stpetekeytag.com.
Come to Sam Ash for hundreds of exclusive holiday deals on music and sound gear from the most iconic brands. Save big on professional and starter guitars, drums, digital pianos, horns, violins, DJ, and electronic production equipment. Supercharge your home studio with deals on podcasting, streaming, and AV equipment like speakers, microphones, headphones, and acoustic treatment. Plus, with 36 months no interest financing on thousands of items, you can get the gear of your dreams right now. From our incredible selection and service to our lowest price guarantee for over 95 years, real musicians know you only go to Sam Ash.
And she's so precious. I love her to death.
Say Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Say, I love football. Say this. Say Tampa.
Tampa.
Bay. Bay.
A.
Tampa. Tampa. Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. Say Tampa.
Tampa.
Bay. Bay. Oh my God, she's so smart and she's so precious. I love her to death.
On the Gulf side of Florida, Tampa Bay is home to great expectation, to the Buccaneers. We didn't get here by chance. It was all part of the plan.
New team, new year. Let's make sure we learn from the past. Each and every single guy.
Stay with it, fellas. Embrace the grind, embrace the work.
Sure, we've come a long way, but now we find out just how much we have left. Because this team has already reached great heights, but we know that we can climb even higher. This time, we're not just battling our opponents. We face off against our own expectation.
Everybody in here know what you're capable of. You look yourself in the mirror and bring what you got to the team tonight.
Yeah. This ain't about me. It's about us.
Come on, boys. Let's go now. Our best all year. I wake up every morning. When I look in the mirror, I tell myself, you still in the fight. Yes, sir. When you made this team, you made a commitment to your brother. Look around. This is for real. This is for real. No matter what happens, you gonna ride to the wheels fall off. Yeah. Let's go. Make every play and everybody eats today, Pete. Everybody eats, huh? Into the end zone. It's popped down. What a kick. It's going around. Oh, nice. Let's go. Hornets nest now. Get dressed ready. Who needs a field goal? Fournette goes for the end zone.
This is sick. What a game. Now that's the way the Bucs are supposed to be playing. We're playing for a lot now. Everyone matters.
The road to a championship begins where last season ended, right here at home. So if you're with us, raise the flags.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another edition, your post-game edition of the evolution of sports talk television. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. And how do we start off this show? We're live on I Love St. Pete, the hub there. It's Hub Life, of course, on my YouTube channel, The Sports Web. Three things: bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense. Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers open up Super Wild Card Weekend with a super win, 31-15. This game never in doubt. Definitely want to hear from you guys today. Open up the phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. How you feeling, Bucs fans? Let's go ahead, do the Byron Leftwich.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Yeah, let's fire those cannons. Let's go ahead, give you some Ric Flair. Woo! And what the heck? Let's just do it. Yeah! Tampa Bay. All right, let's make some noise. Let's lead it off with Mr. Curtis from Newport Richie. Welcome to the evolution of sports talk television after your Tampa Bay Buccaneers take care of business in your wild card playoff game at Raymond James Stadium, 31-15. Your thoughts?
Just impressive win by the team.
Yes.
There's nothing else. There's nothing else to be said. The defense, with all the returns, looked like the defense, and I mean, it's despite all the injuries on this team, they just show you these guys are still out there competing every week, and it doesn't matter who they put where.
Yep.
And you know, I've said this before on this show. Tom Brady has won with less. So, like,
well, 28 consecutive passes completed in this game. You think the guy was hot? I mean, just amazing. Just an amazing display at that point. And look, it wasn't all rainbows and unicorns, right? It wasn't, because we got some things to talk about in this game.
And that's the number one thing. I mean, Tristan Wirfs. I mean, that's my number one concern right now.
Right.
Tristan Wirfs, because that guy, let me tell you something. You know how I used to read those things on ESPN where, like, if they could do the draft over again,
sure,
this player would be this player. Tristan Wirfs probably would have been a first round pick.
Well, absolutely, and I think that's what a lot of
easy top five pick.
And look, to this team right now, it means a lot. And he tried to come in back and play. If you guys don't know out there, just to go ahead and recap it here, as we're live on the hub. I Love St. Pete. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. Your Rolex reporter. That's right. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there. Baby. Big bling, Blake. I like that. And I tell you right now, big bling for this Bucs offense. But Tristan Wirfs, of course, going out in the game, trying to come back in. Looks like an ankle injury. We don't know the extent of it. He tried to play, couldn't really put any weight on it. Josh Wells came in.
Wells did good. Josh Wells really good.
Did a good job, even though you look at the box score at the end of the day, the Eagles had 4 sacks, so a little bit concerned. You would not like that, but the Eagles have pride in this game. There was no doubt. We can get into it, but Tristan Wirfs, we'll see what happens.
Nobody expected Dallas to be where they were. Philly to be where they were.
I agree with that, but you could clearly see this defense, and we'll talk about this even more. Go ahead.
They respect that they have a young quarterback, and they just need to build around him.
Right.
And, you know, I wish him all the best of luck, but, you know, today he had to take that L, and, you know, it's whoever else. And, I know I got to get ready to go to work, and I'm going to let other people call in.
Sure.
And even though I picked Dallas to lose today, I want them to win because I want Dallas.
You want Dallas next week? That's who you want? All right.
I want all the Cowboys fans to eat it. And that's what I want them to do.
All right. What else, Curtis, before you go to work?
Nothing, man. I just love the way that defense looked.
Yeah.
Playoff Lenny will be back next week. And, man, just a great win, man. And it feels good to be a winner again.
It does. It feels good to be a winner. You're hosting your first playoff game since 2007, of course. Yep. Get that bad taste out of your mouth. They get people say, well, they played the Super. That they weren't hosting it. You know, there was more Buccaneer fans, and we heard that, you know, there were going to be Eagle fans there. But look, when you establish that, and I think you set the tone for the day. When you go down 75 yards and go up 7-0, that's Buccaneer football. And I get it. They've had slow starts, but you could see Tom Brady was on the money in this game, especially that first drive. And I like the game plan. I like the mixing of the running game. You run for over 100 rushing yards there with Vaughn and, of course, Bernard. And I also like the fact you're moving the ball as fast as you can. You're going hurry up. You're wearing that Eagle defense out.
I loved how they were moving Mike Evans around in the first half.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Sure.
And the only other thing that I'm going to say, I'm going to let you guys go because I'm on my way to work, actually.
Sure, buddy.
Tom Brady is 5-0 in the playoffs.
Amazing.
Buccaneers quarterback. That is more than half of the teams in the NFL.
Amazing.
In the last 30 years. You know how many teams haven't won 5 playoff games in the last 30 years? And here's the craziest thing. If he wins the Super Bowl again this year, undefeated in the playoffs as a Buccaneers quarterback. Think about that.
It's amazing with all the injuries they had, and a lot of people out there kind of worried. And look, I think I was a little bit nervous too going into this game because we've seen it before. Lower seeds can do things when they're on the road, but there was no doubt. And again, the setting of the tone, coming out, establishing your running game, establishing those long drives, and coming out and basically doing whatever you wanted to. And no answer by this Philadelphia Eagle defense at all. None.
How strong that offense looked on that first drive.
Yeah.
How dominant that defense looked.
Yeah.
You were like, this is going to be a rough day for Philly.
Yeah. Agree. All right. Good stuff, my friend. Let me go ahead and give you the Byron Leftwich.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Let me fire those cannons. And let me go ahead and give you a Ric Flair.
Woo!
It's the start of Victory Sunday, Victory Monday. Curtis.
Go Bucs, baby. Let's go.
Go Bucs. Absolutely. Let's go. Open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let me go out to the comments because I don't want to neglect you guys. We'll get into the game. We'll recap it. We'll get your thoughts. This is the evolution of sports talk television. This is a fan interactive show. You can text in, you can call in, and of course today, of all days, it's Wild Card Weekend, Super Wild Card Weekend here on the Evolution. Casey Messer says Bucs, baby. Absolutely. Of course, off the hub there. Tampa Bay, good win, but best win is the Bengals after 31 years. Finally got a win. Congratulations to the Cincinnati Bengals, of course, going all the way back to 1990. Welcome to the jungle. Boomer Esiason, Icky Woods. So I know there's a contingent out there of Tampa Bay Cincinnati Bengal fans. Congratulations. You've got your hands full the next game if it works out the way I think it's going to work out with the Tennessee Titans. Roger Shoe says like, share, and subscribe. Super chats are open. Absolutely. Dave says fire the cannons as we shall. Keep Bulls in Tampa Bay. Absolutely. That defense was impressive. And look, again, the stat sheet doesn't show it, but they got plenty of pressure on Jalen Hurts in the big-time key. And I looked at this, even though the Eagles rushed for 95 yards, predominantly they did that when it was about 31-0. Overall, you watch the game, the Bucs had a great game plan offensively and defensively. They come out, they shut down Jalen Hurts when they want to go RPO. They shut down the running game overall, and they're up 17-0. We'll get back to that in a moment. Mike showed why he's a Hall of Famer. Absolutely. Because I think there's a lot of people who forgot, right? And let's go ahead and remind them. Mike Evans is still on this team. And I get it's easy for Bucs fans to sit there and say, you got no Chris Godwin, you got no Antonio Brown, we're screwed. Nope. Because you got Mike Evans, who's a consistent force, who continues to get open and run great routes. Consistency. No diva mentality. Amazing. And you've got Tom Brady, who once again, 29 for 37, 271, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no turnovers. We always talk about it, ladies and gentlemen, right? On this show, football is a very simple game. Football 101. You win the turnover battle, you're going to win games. Philadelphia didn't do that today. 3 turnovers, including 1 on special teams, which basically gives the Bucs short field. You can't do that to the offense, no matter if they're without Tristan Wirfs or not, which we will check on. We'll see what's going on with him. Let's go Tampa Bay, says Amanda. Appreciate you, Roger Shoe. And I'll go ahead and fire those cannons. Miss Amanda, appreciate that. Support your host. Donate whatever you can. I appreciate that again, Roger Shue. Dang, Eagles really let me down. Well, you know what, Troy Polamalu King Troy, ye have little faith, my friend. You don't have any faith. And you're also a troll because you come on this program every week and you say how the Bucs don't play anybody. And this week, the Eagles were supposed to blow their doors out. And guess what happened? Absolutely nothing. You're going to learn. You're going to learn the hard way, but you are definitely a contributing factor to this show. I love the trolling, so troll on, my friend, all right? This is the evolution. This is the Sports Web live on I Love St. Pete, the Hub Live. You guys love me out there? Go ahead, get on the phone lines. Let's talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, all these multiple platforms out there. Gio and Keyshawn were huge today. Way to step up. I mean, you look at those statistics overall. Keyshawn Vaughn, 17 for 53. Had some good runs in this game. Nothing spectacular. Nothing. But if you look at the run-pass differential, I'm going to become a nerd for a minute, right? 37 passes by Brady. How many runs there between Bernard and Vaughn? 20. Not bad. That's what you need to do to win football games. When we talk about it, the game plan from last year to this year, important. Because you're missing those weapons on the outside. And now you may be missing Tristan Wirfs. Hopefully not. Because he is one of your best offensive linemen, period. On that right side. Josh Wills did a good job. Bucs still gave up 4 sacks in this game. Whatever opponent you have, whether it's the Cowboys or it's possibly the Rams, you got to shore that up. Because you don't want Brady taking those sacks. I tell you what, let's go out to Mr. Ed here. Let's go ahead and get his walk-up music on. Here we go. Fired up. All right, Ed from Palm Harbor, what do you have to say after your Bucs take care of business over the Philadelphia Eagles, 31-15 here on the Sports Web? Go.
Oh, it was a great game.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed watching it, and it was easy on my heart. So yeah, it's a good game.
Good game. What other thoughts here? I mean, Brady on the money there. What, 29 for 37, 271, 2 touchdowns. I mean, you gotta like how they came out and established their identity. 2 out of 3 drives going for touchdowns. And then on top of it, the pace of the offense, there was urgency. They were running hurry up. They were trying to basically run the Eagles defense out of the building, wear them out so they were not able to substitute. And that came back to haunt the Eagles on the second drive where they scored a touchdown because they had 12 men on the field. That is called coaching, my friend.
Absolutely. That's Tom Brady recognizing the situation too. That's good situational football,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how you get it done, definitely. And also, there were some bad calls in that game, but you know what? Whatever. That's just how it is in the NFL these days.
Sure.
I mean, some real bad calls. So
for both sides of the ball, including the Bucs, which really helped the Bucs out because you look at that first drive there, it looks like the Eagles are off the field on third down. Brady gets hit late, but it wasn't like he was getting hit below the knee, but they still called the 15 yards. Those are critical penalties that extend drives. I watched the play.
When you get hit late, it's still a penalty, though.
Right,
so
but it was questionable. Those are the type of things that you get with the Tom Brady. Those it goes to your. But again, that's a part of the game. We saw, it wasn't.
You can't let.
Right.
You never want to let the officials, decide the game.
Correct.
And they did, and
Agree.
they took care of business. They made sure that didn't happen. But
right,
I had no worry about that. Brady. A lot of people don't understand. Brady had less weapons and won multiple Super Bowls in New England than he does now. So I think Brady and the Bucs are going to be fine. Honestly.
Well, again, who are they going to play next? What's the injury situation? But it was nice to have JPP back. It was nice to have Shaq Barrett back. And, of course, Levante David. You could see the impact of Devin White. Devin White looks more comfortable out there. They were sideline to sideline. And I'll tell you another guy that's playing his ass off in this game And it's not the safety you think. Antoine Winfield Jr. Had his fair share of plays today, but it's Jordan Whitehead coming up against the run, and he's really stepped up this year. I saw him on a couple plays really snuff out the Eagles, which is impressive, and that's what you need from this Bucs back end, which has had their fair share of injuries. And, of course, we talked about the front end with JPP and Shaq Barrett.
Yeah, Jordan Whitehead's had a good year, except when he got injured, of course. But he got back. He came back. This is his first game back, and not his first game back, but it's been his best game since he's been back, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And he came up and smacked some people. Very impressive.
Sure.
He came up and laid some hits. And then whoever that was that caused that fumble on that punt or kickoff, that guy should get a game ball, because that really got things started.
Well, I'm thinking you're thinking of the punt with Rieger, where he Scotty Miller. Scotty Miller was down there, and of course it's recovered by Ross Cockrell, which again, those are the type of plays that change the complexion of a game. And when you give the Bucs a short field and an opportunity with that offense and Brady's killer instinct, and Aikman was talking about it. He just knows where everything is. You can change all the defensive looks up you want to, but when Brady's getting the time and he's able to throw it, he's throwing it everywhere he wants to throw it. And that's what you saw today. You saw the Bucs employing not only 2 tight end sets, 3 tight end sets, 4 tight end. Yes, Aaron Stinney in there as a fullback. Gronkowski getting a touchdown in the red zone there. So really this offense changed looks up, and I expect them to do that with the outside weapons that they've lost. They're going to continue to do that and use the weapons that they have here instead of talking about the weapons they don't.
Right. I agree.
All right, what else?
And also, I really hope they don't have Joe Buck and Aikman next week. I have a ton of respect for Aikman as a player, but dude, he doesn't like Brady. It's blatant that he doesn't like
Troy
Brady.
Aikman or
Troy Aikman.
Well,
Troy Aikman, so.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Brady's getting it done. He's moving on, and it doesn't matter who's calling the game at the end of the day. This team has to execute better. I would have liked them to see them get the shutout. I think the defense kind of let down there at the end, but, at the end of the day, a win is a win, and the Bucs will wait to see who they're playing next week. Will it be the Dallas Cowboys? Or will it be the LA Rams? We shall see.
I would prefer the Dallas Cowboys.
You would prefer the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes,
okay. What other stuff here from this game?
That's basically about it, my man. I actually got to run. My sister's got COVID, and I got to go to the pharmacy and get her some medicine. So, yeah, it's been a bad week. So, yeah, man, I'll talk to you later. And go Bucs.
Go Bucs. There you go. Good stuff. Let me go ahead and fire the cannons. Right there. Let me go ahead and give you the. Well, that's not what I want to do. I want to do that.
Bucs, baby?
And I want to do that right there. All right. Good stuff, Ed. Thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate you. All right. That happens sometimes. You got a soundboard. You're trying to read text messages. And we are live here on I Love St. Pete and the Hub. I will have a Hub sign up there. And I'm just so excited about joining this platform, being on Facebook, of course, a local platform there in Pasco County. Casey Messer, who I just shouted out, I went to high school, middle school with this guy, so it's so cool to be reunited, and it feels so good. I see Reagan Weiss on here. So we got a lot of things to talk about. Definitely get that sign up there. Just excited to get on here and introduce you to what the evolution of sports talk television is. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. Let's go back out to the comments. Troy Polamalu, King Troy, Trojan Legend SC, trade hurts. We'll see what they do, but I don't understand the game plan, and I think you give credit to where credit is due. This Bucs game plan, you could clearly see it. They were, changing up their looks. You also had Joe Tryon-Shoyinka being a quarterback spy, where they brought him in there, and that's a luxury, guys. When you have a JPP back healthy and you have a Shaq Barrett, you could start to play around with those things. So I thought that was interesting in itself. I still think I believe that Jalen Hurts is going to be the quarterback of the future, but who knows? But to not get the ball to Devontae Smith in this game, I don't understand that. I mean, you look at the final numbers for him, 4 for 60. That's not enough. That's not enough. But again, the majority of the game, the Eagles were out of it. They were completely out of it. Don't let the score fool you. It wasn't that close. It wasn't. Let's go from Delaware. Great win. Let me fire those cannons. Let me also give you a Byron Leftwich.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Yes, as the Bucs win 31-15 over the Philadelphia Eagles to move on to the divisional round. Super wild card weekend. You loving this football? Football last night wasn't really good, was it? 47-17, the Bills, but I told you the Bills would deal with the New England Patriots. And then, of course, Cincinnati beats the Las Vegas Raiders in a close contest. Also, one name, Levante, worth every penny. Absolutely. We talked about how much of a difference he is, a difference maker on this defense, did we not? And we saw the impact of it. Nearly had an interception in this game, goes right through his arms there. But you saw Devin White from sideline to sideline, the old Devin White. And you also saw this rush defense get after it. If you are a staple, and your staple is to be the top rush defense in the National Football League, and all we heard was battle through the trenches, Bucs won that today. Once again, numbers misleading. Garbage time. Majority of the game, they controlled Jalen Hurts. Majority of the game, they controlled Miles Sanders. That's Buccaneer defense. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Let's go out to George here. Howdy from the 806. George and Linda in the house. All right, let me fire those cannons. Appreciate you. Thank you very much from the 806. Very cool. Roger Shoe says, die, Eagles, die. I will fire the cannons for that. Of course, I think it's funny, Roger Shoe, you being the moderator here, but also the tribal troll in this room. You were saying, fly, Eagles, fly, before the game. So this is what you get.
Shut up!
Troy Polamalu King, Troy, Trojan Legend, SC. I'm at Duckies with Uncle Harry. No, you're not. You're a liar.
Shut up!
Daniela Valdez, Bucs killed it. They did. But why are there no more calls than what we're getting right now? What's going on, guys? Are you guys done for the day? Nothing? Bucs fans, what's going on? Bucs win 31-15. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Fire those freaking cannons. We got another home playoff game coming to Ray J. Yes, they do. Very nice. Let's go out to Dave here. What about Whitehead? I mean, the guy is a baller. Absolute baller. The way he's been playing lately, the way he stepped up this year. Not only knocking people on the you-know-what, but coming up and playing the run. And you saw that today. That was evident. Those two safeties for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Antoine Winfield Jr., Jordan Whitehead. Great games. Dave says, cry, Eagles, cry. I like that. I'll give you the Byron.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Let's go out to David here. Do you think Bruce will get in trouble for slapping Smith upside his head, especially on national TV? I thought that was Adams. I didn't think that was Smith. I don't know. I don't think he's going to get in trouble. It's football. I think people will talk about it. I mean, that's what you got to do in this sports cycle right now is talk about things. They may talk about it. I don't think he gets in trouble. I don't see that. Brian says, Brian Pearson, the Saints fan, which, by the way, congratulations. You are not in the playoffs this year. Tampa Bay still sucks, and that's what you get.
Shut up!
Roger Shoe says, kill it like always, Pete. Absolutely will do. George says, hoping for Bucs Cowboys games, huge numbers for NFL TV. I don't know what the score is. I would have on it the game, but I would feel like Facebook would maybe copyright me or something, kick me off. So I don't want to do that. You guys give me an update on that score as we speak. I think there's a lot of people that hope for that because it is must-see TV, right? Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. You'll have Micah Parsons, possibly, or most likely, the rookie defensive player of the year. Could even make a case of defensive player of the year. So the stars are aligned. Yes, I used the stars are aligned. there for that matchup. We'll see. Corey Green says, congrats, Spidey, on the win. Much success, my boy. Proud of you. Thank you very much, Little C. I know you're an Eagles fan, but you're a good man for coming in the sports web here and giving me kudos. Let me fire the cannons. And I'll also give you the Ric Flair. Woo! There we go. All right, so let's go out to Mr. Reagan Weiss. Dude, what a game. Bringing it to the hub. Absolutely, that's what we're doing. Lewis here on YouTube. Go Bucs. We'll give you the Byron Leftwich.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Yes, Corey Green says, Bird Gang for life. My question out there to the Philadelphia Eagle fans is, and it was a good season, you guys had a rough start. Come out through with a young quarterback, a first-year coach. Do you feel like Jalen Hurts is the future for you guys? We can talk about it. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. West O'Connor says Devin showed up today, looked under control in comparison to the last 4 weeks. Exactly. Absolutely agree with that. Let's go out to Sandra Nagel, my beautiful mom, and of course, my future agent here watching the best sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area, the Sports Web with I Love St. Pete and the Hub. I called this game 24 points or more. They played awesome. And with that being said, this program is brought to you by BetUS. Of course, if you go on there, use this promo code right there, TSW22. What does TSW stand for? The Sports Web, the evolution of sports talk television. Whether you're betting on NFL, NCAA, NBA, NHL, UFC, betus.com, TSW22. The number again, 1-800-69-BET-US. Again, 1-800-69-BET-US right there. So good stuff. Thanks a lot. We hope that you could get some money off of that bet, but you're exactly right. You did call it. Evans is a good man as well, has a foundation too. He's about giving back. That was Reagan from the Hub, Reagan Weiss. Let's go out to Roger Shue. Troy, I love trolls, my bro. Absolutely. We definitely love the trolls here. We'll give them the opportunity for that. And I want to make sure we get all these comments in here. So Facebook kind of knocked me out for some friggin' reason. I don't know why they did that. So let's see here. Hold on a sec. All right, there we go. All right, let's go out to Dave. Even though I'm not living in my house, my home state and city, it felt so good to see my peeps get a home playoff win. Go Bucs. Let's go Niners. That would be Sean Gillespie, another person that I went to middle school and high school with. Man, it's just unbelievable today. Love the Hub. How about a woo for your mood? Absolutely. Woo! Absolutely. I'll give you that for your moderator. Yes, I'll give that to you. Bucks, baby. David says the New England Patriots got their asses whooped. That they did. Josh Allen, 5 touchdowns, 47-17. Thanks a lot for showing up. And of course, we're going to talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers today. Mike Evans showed up big in this game, 9 catches for 117 yards, 1 touchdown, 36-yarder from Brady. Looks like he's going to be tackled, fends off the tackler, and then flips into the end zone. And that was pretty much it. I think it was like 31-0 at that point. And that's what happens when you give the Bucs a short field. So Roger Shue says, just doing my job. Absolutely. Dave says 49ers 7-0. Pick the 49ers on other shows here. So, all right. All right, cool. Well, just got a good text there from Harry the Greek. Peter, I want to hear the cannons, please. All right, there you go. Troy Polamalu, King Troy, Trojan legend, 49ers will beat the Bucs. No, they won't. But it will be a good game. And it is going to be a tough game. But the 49ers will play the Green Bay Packers next week because they're the lower seed. So if they beat the Cowboys, the 49ers will go to Green Bay. The Rams will go to Tampa if they take care of their business. If not, it will be Arizona coming to town. That's what you have to watch out for there, Troy. I know you were trying to troll me there. Championship defense and credit to the coaches with a great game plan. Go Bucs. George says 7-play touchdown. San Francisco didn't take long. It might be a long game. And that's the big time question with that game overall, right? Dallas Cowboys defense, can they get it done versus a smash mouth style offense by the San Francisco 49ers? Jimmy Garoppolo, even though he's playing with an injury at this point, you're going to run the ball, and then you're going to get after the opposing passer. So we'll see how that goes. Thanks a lot for the update. Mickens is a better kick returner and punt returner than Darden. I agree with you. Definitely agree with you on that point. Because there are points in the game that Darden looks like he's a little bit lost, doesn't it? Looks like he's a little bit scared, a little bit tentative. You would like to see more out of him, more out of his speed. So that's kind of what Mickens looked like last year, right? And then he got a little bit comfortable. So hopefully Darden can get comfortable quick. Corey says, go 49ers next week. Want Jimmy Garoppolo versus Tom Brady. But you guys are mistaken. It would not be the 49ers next week. 49ers will play the Green Bay Packers because the Packers are the number 1 overall seed. The 49ers are 6. The Cowboys are 3. If the 49ers win, they would play the Green Bay Packers. That's how it would work out. All right, Roger Shue says, what the hell is this hub thing? What the hell is the hub thing? It is another Facebook platform, and it is locally there, Mr. Roger Shue, the tribal troll, in Pasco County, in my old stomping grounds of Newport Richey, Port Richey, Hudson area. That's what the hub is. All right, so let's go out to Dave. Devin White feeds off of David. That's why he was killing it today. Clone Levante. Roger Shue says, hi, Mom Nagel. Roger Shue says, Fudge Packers win the Super Bowl. We shall see. And Corey says, Packers are going to lose next week. Bucs will be home for the NFC. NFC Championship game. So we'll see what happens. But we'll recap this Bucs game again. Open phone lines if you want to call in. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Want to go through these statistics really quick and talk about this Bucs defense, because I tell you right now, Mike Edwards led with tackles today, 9 tackles, 1 interception, of course. To me, that was kind of the game-changing moment, if you will, because the Bucs are up 17-0. They're clearly dominating this game, are they not? And then Jalen Hurts and this Eagles offense starts to kind of put it together. And then Devontae Smith runs an up and out. Looks like a stop and go route. Jamel Dean falls down. At that point, if you're Hurts, you got to let go of the ball. Throws the ball too late. Mike Edwards makes a unbelievable interception before the half. Because if you give up a touchdown at that point, or even give up a field goal, you still feel like the Eagles have a chance to win that game. You don't want to give up momentum. So a game-changing, momentum-changing play by Edwards. And Hurts didn't throw it soon enough. And that's what you got. Didn't have Sean Murphy Bunting. You had Mike Edwards. You had Carlton Davis, who made some plays. Also had a bonehead play in this game, where you stop the Eagles on 4th down. You don't intercept the ball. You should have stopped there. But then you take off your helmet, and you're backed up 15 more yards. And you could see it. I get it. The game is about emotion, but the refs are going to call it every time. They're going to. But going back to that play, the Edwards play, what kind of ground did he cover? Because Devontae Smith was wide open. And that's when you got to throw the ball, and you throw the ball too late, and that's when Edwards is able to recover. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Let's go out to Remy. Love you, Peter Blake. Love you. Fire the cannons for that. Let's go out to Dave here. Brady MVP. I agree with you. Let's go out to Corey. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers only been in the playoffs last year. They did meet in the playoffs. Playoffs! Yes, it's playoffs. It's Super Wild Card Weekend as your Tampa Bay Buccaneers take care of business over the Philadelphia Eagles 31-15. If you want to talk about it, get on the phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Corey there says in the NFC. Mike says Le'Veon Bell Plans, I mean, I don't see him play. He didn't play in this game. They were very happy with the production that they got from Keyshawn Vaughn. 17 carries, 53 yards, the 1 touchdown to start the game. We keep on talking about it, setting the tone. I like the mix of run and pass in this game. They became more balanced. We talked about it. It's so important. I keep on preaching it over and over and over again every Sunday, Saturday, Monday, Thursday night. You got to be balanced to your offense. They were balanced. They were more balanced today, and they had to be. Because I was under the impression they were going to have Leonard Fournette. Didn't happen. So they got the running game there from a Keyshawn Vaughn, 17 carries for 53 yards with the touchdown. Giovanni Bernard, 13 carries for 44 yards, a touchdown. And also we know the reason why they got Gio in the offseason, so he could catch passes. And he did that. That's what you got to have. Not overwhelming statistics. Not. They got enough. They don't need a bell cow runner. We know what this New England offense can look like. It's like a lot like what the Bucs offense is going to look like. You saw that today. And what I mean by that is when you go back to the Patriots, when they didn't have those outside options, what do? 2 tight end set. Gronkowski, Hernandez. You saw some of that today. Expect to see more of that. And we'll see what the injury to a Tristan Wirfs is. Because if it is an injury where you have to play a Josh Wells, who didn't play bad today until he got hurt, that's another injury you may have to worry about. So you got 2 offensive linemen at that point. Clearly got pushed down by Ryan Kerrigan. Put into the backfield. You can't have that happen. But it looked like, once again, Wells was hurt. So there's some concern there. Because that's your backup. So the reason why you keep 2 tight ends or 3 tight ends in there is not only because you want to help your quarterback out to give him that necessary time, but also help out in the running game. 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. Thank you very much, Roger Shue. Very nice for the $5. Appreciate you. Remy says, also have a Little League football team. We need some awesome sponsors. If anyone, let me know. Also, keep going. So proud of you. Thank you very much. Fire mechanics. Good stuff. Let's go out to Dave. Got to go to work in the snow. Great stuff as always, Peter. You need a podcast. Well, we have a show here, but there is a podcast, believe it or not. Because this is what I'm doing right now. The Sports Web, Monday and Wednesdays. No Monday night broadcast. I tell you why. I'm interested to see who wins that Ram-Arizona game. So we'll come back on Tuesday, but usually Monday and Wednesday. And then if you want a podcast that you can listen to, go to the buckpower.com network. No quarter given. Yours truly, along with Jason Powers. Sometimes Mr. TJ Reeves of the Buccaneer Radio Network, just saying, dropping names. And also Paul Stewart. And then if you want your gambling fix, the over-under on 1252 Chicago sports. And I do talk Bears football. I do talk around the NFL. And then this opportunity here to do a post-game show. And we will get locked in eventually somewhere to do a pre and half. It's kind of nice getting up in the morning and watching everybody else's pregame shows. But I do miss you guys. And trust me, I'm going to work my ass off for you. We're here live on I Love St. Pete, the Hub. And of course, like and subscribe to Sports Web on YouTube. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. You got all that? So there is a podcast out there you can listen to. No quarter given. Check it out. Corey says, 2 offensive linemen got injury. Why don't we use Vita Vea? Because you used Aaron Stinney as a 4th tight end. I'm not joking. The pass to Rob Gronkowski where he's wide freaking open. And it makes it 24-0. And Eagles don't know what to think. You got Aaron Stinney in there as a fullback. You've got 3 other tight ends. I mean, how do you defend that? And Gronkowski, the first of the year versus the Eagles, missed that game. You know who went off in it? Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard. They had some contributions today. How can Gronkowski be wide open? The guy just gets it done. What does he have? The most touchdowns by tight end in the postseason? Amazing. Hall of Famer. Easy. Done? Washed up? Nope. Sorry. Say that again. He's not washed up.
How about them Bucs, baby?
And of course, how about those Bucs? Kenny says, leading into this matchup, we heard about the Eagles' running game. Total rushing yards for the Eagles' first 3 quarters and game total. Not much. I mean, for the entire game, 95 rushing yards. But overall, completely shut down. Completely shut down. Bucs knew what they were doing. We heard from my buddy, my co-host here on the Sports Web, Harry the Greek. What did he say? He said the Bucs are third against rushing inside, but they're 30th on the outside. Well, guess what? You get JPP back, you get Shaq Barrett back, you get Levante David. Guess who's free to roam? The outside. Devin White. Guess who's free to roam? The outside. Jordan Whitehead. They did it many times today. And I told you about Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. What a luxury it is to draft him with your first-round pick. Because you can use him as a quarterback spy, which they did plenty of times today. Some great looks by Todd Bowles. A hell of a job by this Bucs defense. That's what you're going to need if you want to go forward. I told you this. Offense sells tickets, but defense wins championships. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. And that was the big-time matchup, Kenny, that you looked at in this game. And that's what you heard before the game. Could the Bucs defense stand up versus that Eagles vaunted rushing attack? They did. Stats don't show it, of course, because when the Bucs were up 31-0, the defense kind of went to sleep. And give credit to where credit is due. The Eagles are out of the game. They're not going to give up. You play a little bit lax. Boston Scott goes in for a touchdown, 34 yards. You have some big plays down the field. So it kind of inflates the numbers, if you will. But make no mistake about it. You watch the majority of that game, that Bucs defense was dominant, which they had to be today. We'll see who they play next week here live on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Once again, on I Love St. Pete, the hub, and like and subscribe to Sports Web on YouTube. Use that super chat if you want to donate, because you guys are not calling right now. Again, crickets. What's that all about? I guess it happens. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Bring your passion. Just don't bring any nonsense. It's bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about. Good stuff there, Remy. Appreciate you. 49ers are down. Well, 49ers are up 21-3. What's the score of that game? If anybody wants to give me the update, appreciate you, Corey, and me as your co-host. I appreciate you. We'll get you on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. You guys can always come on. Call up the phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Cardinals will upset the Rams, says Corey. We shall see. And that's the reason why I won't be on tomorrow night. Because I want you to enjoy that game. I want you to enjoy your victory Sunday night, your victory Monday, hell, your victory Tuesday. Because Bucs fans, you should feel good about that win today at home. And once again, how they established the tone of the game. The thought was the Bucs are going to start out slow. They didn't. And that was key. 12 plays, 75 yards, 7-0, Keyshawn Vaughn. And then after that, they get shut down. And then the drive after, they go down again and score with Giovanni Bernard. 2 out of 3 drives. And I love the urgency of the offense. you know it's playoff time. Because they didn't run a lot of hurry up during the season. They were running hurry up today. I like the game plan a lot. We'll see if they can continue that momentum next week. Cardinals will upset the Rams. Again, Remy says, Chi-Town baby. Roger Shue says 1252 Sports is awesome. Go subscribe to them. Also, who else do we got here? Who else is this? Just pin you to featured the best. Well, whoever said that, click on that link because I can't see it, but I appreciate you. Tony says, it was cute that Philly thought they had a chance. I mean, and of course, every team has a chance. A chance? Of course. Are you saying there's a chance? Yeah, I'm saying there's a chance. You like Dumb and Dumber? I do. Yeah, but when your Bucs defense is shutting down that running game, you got no chance. When your offensive coaching staff is not getting the ball to your biggest weapon in Devontae Smith until later on in the third and fourth quarter, you got no chance. We saw the impact of Dallas Goedert today, 6 for 92. But again, the numbers are inflated. Make no mistake about it. Bucs did a good job defensively. Also an interception by Shaq Barrett. Shades of the game a couple years ago against the Rams, when he also makes the interception in that game on the road where the Bucs win 55-45. Athletic play by Shaq Barrett. Good to see him back. Good to see JPP back. And once again, you have that luxury of having Joe Tryon-Shoyinka be your quarterback spy. All right, so, and there are Philly fans out there. Salute to them. But you're not winning. You're not going on. You're not moving on. You're not going to do it. We'll be back streaming pre-games at the Bar, Deck, and Grill next week. I don't know about that. Do you know something that I don't? I don't. Corey says Sean Murphy-Bunting should be back next week. Off COVID list, Leonard Fournette will be back off the IR. You're hoping. You rock. Thank you very much. Let me give you the Byron Leftwich.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Roger Shue says like and subscribe. Absolutely. Corey says AFC home Super Bowl and NFC away. Roger Shue says Remy looks better than Harry the Greek. Let's get her on. Sure. Call up. Who is this? Who is saying Pete? Dallas is down. This must be on another site here. This must be on I Love St. Pete. So once again, if you want me to see you, and I wish I could see you, because I'm kind of trying to focus on the hub today, click on that link so I can see your name. In fact, I'm going to get out of here, go back in. Oh, there it is. Okay. It is Reagan. Thank you, Reagan. Appreciate you. Just pinned it to featured. Pete, Dallas is down. So Dallas is down. Thank you very much for the update. 10-0 San Francisco. So there you go. So if San Francisco wins, which I anticipated them doing, then there will be no doubt, because we'll be watching to see who wins tomorrow night. Because San Francisco beats Dallas, San Francisco plays the highest seed, and that would be the Green Bay Packers. In that game, Arizona and the Rams, 4 versus 5. So tomorrow night's game is who you're going to play next week. I anticipate the Rams. But we'll see. And then, of course, you got tonight's game, which I hope is close, but most likely won't be, Kansas City versus Pittsburgh. So, all right, Troy Polamalu, King Troy, Trojan Legend SC defense really played well. Goes to show SMB was a distraction on the team, and goes to show that, once again, you're trolling.
Shut up!
Love you, Troy. Let's go out to Corey. Cowboys playing sloppy offense. Shocker. What is Dak doing in that game? You see, this is what I do for you. I could be watching that game right now. I'm recapping this Bucs game for you. I'm opening up the phone lines. Get on the phone lines if you want to talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeating the Philadelphia Eagles. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. We talked about the running game. Mike Evans, once again, 9 catches for 117 yards and a touchdown, which at that point made it 31-0 after the fumble by Rieger. You get a short field at that point. Huge. Shaq Barrett on 4th down with an interception, tipped. Edwards, of course, with the interception. Big time play. Because again, football is about momentum. I don't care what anybody tells you, but if the Eagles score a touchdown or even score a field goal before halftime, you feel like they have momentum. And consequently, the Eagles were starting to figure out defensively, starting to get after Tom Brady, starting to shut down that offense, if you will. So big time play by Edwards there to cover ground, and a late pass by Jalen Hurts, and it makes them pay. Bucs outplayed the Eagles. That they did. Troy Polamalu. Arian said how great we played today. Then he decided to keep SMB away from the team for the rest of the season. You, my friend, are not an SMB fan, are you? That's okay. Again, going back to the first drive, 12 plays, 75 yards. Brady on the drive, 6 for 8, 36 yards. Of course, the fifth play of the game, which was concerning, you lose Tristan Wirfs to an ankle injury. Saw the play. Not necessarily what you want to see, being a Bucs fan. And I was talking to the football gods this week. Please let there be no more injuries to this team because they can't afford it. They can't. And that would be one of the positions you can't afford to lose, Tristan Wirfs. Josh Wells comes in, does a pretty good job. Then Wirfs comes in, tries to test it out. He's not able to get it done. And why would you even take the chance at that point? He's not able to move laterally. He's not able to move like you want him to move. He's not able to put enough pressure on that foot. I'm not a doctor. Don't even play one on TV. But you've got to have him going forward. Let's not kid ourselves at this point. So we'll watch and see what transpires this week with that injury. Worthless. Well, yes. Why did you say that about yourself? That's nice.
Shut up!
All right. So with that being said, Keyshawn Vaughn with another touchdown there. Vaughn starts it off. He got Bernard. 10 plays, 70 yards there. Like I said, 2 or 3 drives scoring. And they look like they had urgency. And then a field goal by Ryan Suckup, 34 yards. You're up 17-0. And at that point, the Bucs have 35 plays for 190 yards. Yeah. Eagles have 7. Yikes. All right. 17 yards total the first quarter. I mean, and I was talking to Travis Feely of Rocket Sports and Entertainment, our Tampa Bay Lightning insider, and of course, around the NFL correspondent. The Eagles' offensive coaching staff had no answer at all for this Bucs defense. Credit to where credit is due. Todd Bowles called a very, very good game plan today for his defense. And once again, he changed up his looks because Jalen Hurts didn't know where to go in the first half. He looked confused. The Bucs did a good job of containing him. When they wanted to go RPO, the Bucs made tackles. We talked about it. It's just that simple. You can't have broken tackles. You saw that with the other couple of drives the Eagles got where they put 15 points on the board. Broken tackles, sloppy play. That didn't happen that first half at all. Corey says, single Bucs beat Eagles. This means Ronde Barber have a chance to be in the Hall of Fame in 2022. We shall see. Should be already there, right? We had that conversation before, and he's a finalist. Call in. Let's hear you. Absolutely. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Eagles had some big flags in this game, too, because it looks like they're going to be driving in that third quarter. And then once again, they shoot themselves in the foot with the interference and then also holding. Jason Kelce had a rough game today. I know, Brian, you were talking about how Jason Kelce were going to, yeah, we saw him today. 2 holding penalties. Wasn't close. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Those type of penalties really kill you. They really do. Brady, when he first came out, though, I mean, he was a little bit high on the passes. You could see he was a little bit nervous. But then after that, wow. Amazing. Amazing effort by Tom Brady. Absolutely amazing. Once again, 29 for 37, 271, 2 touchdowns. How did Gronk do in this game? I mean, what did you guys think of Gronk in this game? 5 catches for 31 yards. He also had the touchdown we talked about, where it's 24-0 at that point. Cameron Brake, 3 catches for 29. Tyler Johnson. Tell you what, let's do this. Let's go out to the phone lines. Let's go to Craig in Las Vegas. Craig, you're on the post-game edition of the Sports Web after your Tampa Bay Buccaneers take care of business over the Philadelphia Eagles, 31-15. Your thoughts?
Well, what's up, Rolex Pete? How you doing, man?
I am doing great, buddy. How are you doing?
Good. Listen, I thought today was great. I thought they got off to the fast start, which they desperately needed. We did not see in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They started with fire. The defense, listen, they gave us some points late, but I'm not going to, when it's 31-0, listen, things happen. I get that.
Sure.
There's nothing you can do about that. Guys are going to let up. They're human.
Correct.
I also like that they ran the ball on second down a little bit more here and there to slow down the rush a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to take some of those little things, and it was good. The first 2 times they got in the red zone, they ran it in. I thought the third time they got a little bit too fancy.
Correct.
There's only one part of the game that really, really bothered me.
And what was that?
I don't understand the late second quarter. You run the ball, you get 4 or 5 yards. You're still, under 40 seconds. You're 60, 70 yards away from a touchdown. You're at least 30, 40 from at least a field goal. And you're calling timeouts when the other team only has 2. Take the 3-score lead into the locker room. Pinion came back with a big punt, and then obviously there was no chance of the Eagles scoring. But your defense just made that turnover. I didn't understand that timeout and that game management at that point.
I didn't understand that either. And I was watching the game with Harry, the Greek professional handicapper extraordinaire, and he looked at me and he said, look, I don't understand why Brady's throwing at that point because of course, Brady takes a sack, and you're really not close at that juncture, right? We've seen this offense, come together, whatever else, but you're really not close at that point. Be satisfied. Take the 17-0. I also was looking late in the third quarter. I get it. You want to keep Brady in, but you're already down a couple offensive linemen. I mean, Wells is hurt. He's still in there. He's playing through injury. Why not put in a Blaine Gabbert? But, you just have to have trust in this coaching staff. But there are definitely some questionable decisions today by BA and this offensive coaching staff with, like you said, later on before halftime, trying to throw the ball, especially when your Worf's there. And then also Josh Wells, I believe at the time, is injured. So crazy situation. I agree with you. And then I didn't like you getting too cute there. Looked like they were trying to do some type of shovel pass to Giovanni Bernard. He gets stopped. You're in a 3rd down situation, and then Brady gets sacked again. You have to settle for the field goal. Those are the kind of things I only really saw besides the second half when, the game is basically it's not in doubt at that point. You have your defense. You would like to see them close it out with a shutout. But like you said, again, defense kind of let up a little bit. The numbers were a little bit misleading. I felt like the first half to 3 quarters, this defense was very dominant, especially against that rushing attack that was talked about ad nauseum on this show, how they were going to pick apart the Bucs, and they didn't.
No. And the thing is, like, I know everybody raves about Kelsey as an all-pro. When he's up against big tackles, he struggles.
Yeah.
You saw it early in the year when Vita was up in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Vita was in the face. And that's the key is when Vita's healthy and you got the pocket coming back into your face as a quarterback, it makes you very uncomfortable back there. And I think the tackles between Sue and Vita, when they're going 100%, and I think the rotation's been good with Stevie and Noches, I think, that's the key to this defense. When the pockets push back,
yep,
everything else is because they can set the edge. Listen, Shaq Barrett had the interception today. Devin White was finally on the stat sheet actually making splash plays.
Yep.
So that was good to see too. If they can get Lenny back next week, I think that can help. Obviously, they're going to have to address the worst situation.
Sure.
That is a big hole. But you know what? I got to give this, they've got the GOAT back there. I'm sure they'll come up with something to make it competitive and to make sure they're okay. But listen, I think Lenny back there also can block very, very well. Giovanni played great after the IR stint.
Yep.
I think Keyshawn Vaughn Sure, yeah, he is a pro. Give him the right reps. The kids played well the last 2-3 weeks. Like, he came out running hard. I think him establishing that run early in the game,
Sure.
it really helped out. That's a good 5-minute drive to start a game at home. You get the crowd juice, you get the touchdown. I think that's great. Now that you have, they can sit back and watch. Listen, if the Niners win this game, boy, they can play the Arizona Rams game winner. That's a great setup for the Bucs, no matter what they're asking for right there.
Yeah, I mean, Craig, and that's why it's so important, buddy, to get that second seed and get those 2 home playoff games, because at that juncture, this team plays better at home. We've saw all year long. That's not to say the Bucs can't win on the road. We know they can, but they certainly play a lot better, and you feel good about that matchup. And look, Arizona if the 49ers do win this game, which I anticipate they will, because they are a smash mouth football team. They have all the components that you need to go further in that postseason. You have a running game. You're getting after it. I'm not watching the game right now, but I heard they're down 10-0. What's the score on that Dallas game right now, Dallas and San Francisco?
Still 10-0, and looks like it could be 13 here. So it's a field goal.
And what have you seen that Dallas has done? Because it looks like they virtually have done nothing at this point. Is it Dak? Is it the offensive line getting overwhelmed by Nick Bosa? Or what is it?
I think it's the line with a couple more holding calls. They're the most penalized team.
Wow.
And I think the other thing you said is the Niners, they're a smash mouth team. They can really take your will away pretty quickly when you start getting punched in the mouth and down a couple of scores, like it is now at 13.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough team when they're healthy. You got to remember, people forget is the Niners were a Super Bowl contender to all the injuries caught up to them this year too. So that's the Bucs got the right draw. They've got another home game too. More than likely, the team's going to have to come cross country. That's going to play them on a short week.
Yeah,
that works out great for the Bucs too. And I know that Worst got hurt. Luckily, Ryan Jensen get back. Hopefully, get Tristan upright enough for next week.
Correct.
But today was the game we needed from the defense to show that they're whole again. And hopefully, we get some more guys back this week. Hopefully, Grayson comes back. And if Lenny can come back, that's a big, big plus for next week.
Well, not only Lenny, but also the victim of an ankle injury in Ronald Jones. But I tell you right now, you mentioned Vaughn. If Vaughn continues to play the way he does, then you're talking about you have a position of strength now. You get Ronald Jones back, you get Leonard Fournette back, you have Keyshawn Vaughn, you have Giovanni Bernard, that running back room, and then Le'Veon Bell. You kind of start to feel good about it. We'll see what the injury situation holds, of course, with the Wirfs thing, because you want him. He's one of your best offensive linemen, if not your best offensive lineman on that unit. And then on top of it, if you have to face the Rams, and there's no guarantee of it, but I anticipate that's going to be the matchup, you're going to have to face an Aaron Donald and Leonard Floyd. So you want your best guys at that point. 2 sacks by this Buccaneer defensive line. I like the rotations today. You didn't always see Vea and Sue in there. You saw McClendon. You saw Nacho, which I know Mama Nacho out there. We've had her on the Sports Web before. She's proud of her son playing well. And I think the proudest moment is, even though the stats don't necessarily show it this way, because the Eagles had, 95 yards total there. The majority of this game, Craig, once again, was won in the trenches by this Bucs defensive line. They returned to their prominence of being able to shut down a team. And there was a lot of doubt there, and a lot of people worried about this game because of that facet by the Eagles that they could run the ball. They didn't do it today versus this Bucs defense, right?
No, and I think another guy who played well, and he almost came up with a splash play, Joe Tryon did a great job spying the quarterback at times on those third down plays.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
did not get let Hurts get out of the pocket there. He had to stay in the pocket, and he took some shots. Yeah, he completed some passes in the game, but he took shots because Joe kept him in there, and they all set the edges around it, which you didn't have the last few weeks with these guys.
Agree. And again, the luxury is, Craig, you've got a Joe Tryon Shayenka. He's able to play linebacker. He's able to have him spy back there when you have a JPP, of course, and you have a Shaq Barrett back. And Levante David returning meant so much to Devin White. You could see from the very start when Jalen Hurts was trying to run RPO, and it's either Jordan Whitehead or it's Devin White, and you're not losing containment, and that's what it's all about. I always go back to the Patriot way. Do your job. That's exactly what that Bucs defensive line, that front seven, was doing today. What else?
That is it. I cannot wait till next week. another home game in Tampa. It's great, and you know what? We get the upset. We could get a third home game, but listen, we got the first one done today. I know I would like to come out a little bit less on the injury front. Hopefully, worse can come back, but you couldn't ask for a better day for what they did, up 31-0 after 3.
I agree, and I tell you right now, I think that's why a lot of Bucs fans, it's hard to nitpick, it's hard to bitch at this point, but you've got to be happy, and it starts, my friend. Victory Sunday night, victory Monday. Good stuff as always, Craig. Don't be a stranger. Use that second call if you feel like it here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. I'll give you a Byron
How about
Leftwich.
them Bucks, baby?
I'll give you a Ric Flair, and of course, we'll fire the cannons. Thanks a lot for the call, as always. Bringing it here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, the Sports Web, live on I Love St. Pete, the Hub. Thank you very much, Craig. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391 as your Tampa Bay Buccaneers take care of business over the Philadelphia Eagles, 31-15. Your thoughts? Let's go out to the comments here. Where are all the trolls at? I'm waiting for you. You absolutely are, because you're the moderator here, so you're ready to knock them out. You have to donate in order to troll on this channel. Laugh out loud. I don't know who this is, but Hitsy me a pocket vom red. Okay, well, I don't know what that means.
Shut up!
Let's see. 49ers 13-0 over. How about those Cowboys? Not showing up today. Yikes. All right, Roger Shoe says Rojo is the victim of virginity. You better stop.
Shut up!
Roger Shoe says great calls. We need more. Absolutely, we need more, and kick them out. So again, Bucs win 31-15. Your thoughts? Other things that I looked at today, we talked about. There were times in this game, and again, the Bucs had 2 sacks, not 1. 2 sacks in this game. Antoine Winfield with 1, blitzing off the edge. In fact, you saw at points in this game where they were confusing Jalen Hurts. They were bringing not only Winfield Jr. off the edge, but also Jamel Dean and playing back with Carlton Davis. I mean, those are the type of things that Todd Bowles is going to be able to bring to the show, to bring to the party. And those are the type of things you didn't necessarily have to have this year because he had all these injuries. Now this team is getting healthy at the right time. You see the impact. Again, you don't see it in the box score with Shaq Barrett having 2 or 3 sacks, but the pressure was there. The pressure from the outside, the pressure from the interior. Let's go out to this guy right here. I think he had a good day, a good weekend. Let's get his walk-up music on. Here we go. Mr. Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire from 1252 Chicago Sports. Your thoughts after the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take care of business versus the Eagles 31-15. Go for it, my friend.
As Byron Leftwich says, how about them Bucks, baby?
Absolutely. I love it. Let's give you the Byron.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Absolutely. And you've got to like the game plan today. We've talked about it. You've talked about it. You said the Bucks don't run the ball enough, but you look at the run pass differential today. Very good. 37 times Brady throws the ball. Between Vaughn and Bernard, 20 times of running the ball. I mean, that's the kind of distribution you want. You're having success on that point. You have manageable third downs. I mean, to me, the first 2 to 3 drives where you're going down scoring touchdowns, and you also have urgency to your offense where you're running hurry up. That's an encouraging sign for this team going forward in the postseason, right?
Yeah, without question. But let's pump the brakes here, guys. This was the Philadelphia Eagles.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
Let's pump the brakes up here a little bit.
Correct.
This isn't the Green Bay Packers, the LA Rams, or even the San Francisco 49ers, who, by the way, is beating somebody 13-0.
How about those Cowboys?
Yeah, how about them?
Not going good today for Jerry Jones and his crew. That's for sure.
No, buddy, let me tell you something. Yesterday, I went 0 for 1 in my picks. Today, I went 0 for 1 in my picks. can I go 0 for 3? I don't think so. I hope not.
I
My
hope
wife's
not.
looking at me going, I can't. This is not good, buddy.
Yeah, well, it's not good, but not
This
to
isn't good. It's almost like trying, never mind. I was going to say it, but no, I'm not saying it.
Well, the Cincinnati game, that could have been different, and there was some controversy in that. I got to get your feeling on that. What did you think about the inadvertent whistle and not, whistling the play dead, giving the Bengals the touchdown? Was that the right call by that refereeing crew, or should that have been no call at all? It shouldn't have been a touchdown. They should have replayed the down. Your thoughts?
You know what? I think they should have replayed the down.
Okay.
I mean, you led that up pretty well and everything, but yeah, they should have replayed the down. I mean, honestly, let's face it. Okay, I'm really happy for the Bayou boy himself from LSU. I'm happy for the Cincinnati fans. I'm happy for the city itself, and most importantly, I'm happy, for the Cincinnati Bengals, the organization, because it's been so many years. I think it's been more years than the Dallas Cowboys have won a playoff game. Drop the mic.
I think it has been.
Just saying. I think it's been like 30 years. I didn't think they had cell phones back then that were actually working, or text messaging. I think they were still using rotaries. But anyway, I mean, who's talking? Honestly, let me tell you something. That team's about a year or two away, depending on what they do in the draft this year and who they pick up and acquire in their free agency. They're going to be a really good football team. They weren't supposed to win that game, but then again, honestly, the Raiders shouldn't have been there as well.
Yeah, and I tell you right now, what a season for the Raiders, because my friend James, who's a big-time Raider fan, I said, look, man, you got nothing to be upset about. Of course, you're upset. Derek Carr throws an interception at the end of the game, and, pretty much he's trying to force something that's not there. The Bengals are playing back. But with all the distractions they had, losing Gruden mid-year, I mean, 60 years since a team who gets rid of their coach mid-season makes the playoffs. It's been 60 years. The Raiders were able to accomplish that. Not only that, you had 2 high first-round picks go out with off-the-field troubles, and still the Raiders are able to make the playoffs. So good for them, but the Bengals, the story has been, Joe Burrow this year, and even you said yourself, I believe, on the over-under on 1252 Chicago Sports, which tune in on Friday nights at 9 o'clock with yours truly, along with the main host there, Harry the Greek. Joe Burrow absolutely deserves some consideration. You watched tape yesterday. Is that what you saw from Burrow? And do you think this offense and this team can go further than a lot of people project them to?
You know what? Not this year. I think the road's going to stop here for them. Real quickly, I think Joe Burrow needs one more weapon
on
that offense. And quite honestly, he needs 3 offensive linemen. And we haven't even talked about the defense. But anyway, Pete, I just wanted to congratulate you and all the fans in Tampa Bay and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization. They got by the first game. It was much more of a convincing win than it was last year when they went to Washington to go play the Washington football team. And this was a very, very well-needed win. With that being said, I am getting ready to go into the Deck Bar and Grill right now. I'm going to go have some shrimp and some Jamaican-style shrimp and a whole bunch of food, and I'm going to go say hello to my buddy, Mr. Steven Glasker, and I just want to throw a little love out there to the Deck Bar and Grill. But anyway, how about them Bucs, baby?
How about those Bucs, baby?
How about them Bucs,
Let
baby?
me give you the Ric Flair.
Woo!
And let me go ahead and fire those cannons. Tell Mr. Cedric Robinson yours truly said hello, and who knows, maybe we'll be back in there one of these days to do a pre-half and a post-game edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. All right, my friend?
Absolutely, brother. Go Bucs.
Go Bucs, absolutely. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Are you feeling good today, Bucs fans? I'm feeling good. I got up this morning. I put the 96 Mustang GT, which, by the way, my friend fixed because it was shaken. Fixed the alignment. Drive about 65, 70. The wind's blowing outside. You're feeling good. You're happy to be alive because your Tampa Bay Buccaneers are hosting a playoff game since 2007. And you're a little nervous, but you know you got Tom Brady at the controls, right? And you know that you got 3 of your key defensive starters back, so you feel good. How you feeling right now? Victory Sunday night, victory Monday. We will not be live here on Monday. We'll give you a break. We'll let you watch the Cardinals and Rams game. and we'll see what comes of that. We'll be back Tuesday night here live on I Love St. Pete. And of course, the hub here, new platform on Facebook. Like and subscribe to all those platforms and also the sports web. All right, let's go out to the phone lines. Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Marianne Costello.
Hi, Marianne. How you doing? What do you want to talk about today? You want to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the Philadelphia Eagles?
Not really sure. I didn't realize I was calling a show.
You are calling a show. I think I know who you're calling for. That would be Mr. Mark Mancini, former XPW announcer. You're trying to book me for a show. See, this is what happens, Marianne. I give my personal number out and people don't realize this little trick I play. I actually give out my personal number for this sports talk show. I do this on purpose because I want people to understand you never know when you call this number, what's going to happen? I'm all about this show. I'm all about this football life. I will give you my email on air because I'm not afraid of somebody trolling me. It's pblake1003@yahoo.com. And this is a Philadelphia show, correct?
Yes, it is.
It is a Philadelphia show. All right, good stuff. And when am I going to be on there?
You are going to be on this Thursday, January 20th from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, primetime drive time in the East. And it's called Liberty Bell Smack with your hosts, Mr. Mark Mancini, Sal Tartaglia, and myself, Marianne Costello.
Well, there you go. Thanks a lot for coming on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Of course, we've had Mark Mancini on this show before last week. He's a former XPW announcer. We were talking wrestling and, of course, football. You got to tell me, you're in Philadelphia right now. What's the mood like? I know that you're kind of disappointed. A good year, but some disappointment losing to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today. Give me the feeling there in Philly.
You hit it right, the nail on the head. It looks like that Sunshine State beat us out. So I guess that's why we're going to get buried in snow now, right?
Well, hey, look, there are some advantages here, Marianne, to living in the great state of Florida. Of course, a lot of people were worried about the weather situation. Some early storms this morning. It was a absolutely beautiful day out. With the wind, being some type of impact, but not really. It was a little bit cooler here, but it's a beautiful day to live in Florida. So are you a big-time football fan, big-time Eagle fan?
Can't say big time.
Okay.
But because I like teams. See, I like the Sunshine State, so that's what would make me like Tampa Bay.
Okay.
But I have to say, there's diehard, Eagle fans here. And then even being from New Jersey, the Eagle fans don't like New Jersey either. So.
No, they don't. I don't think there's a lot of Eagle fans that like the result today either. So what's the feeling there with Jalen Hurts? You've watched Jalen Hurts. Are you a fan of him? Do you think there's a lot of fans behind Jalen Hurts, or are they kind of like, you know what, let's cut our losses. Let's either go with Gardner Minshew next year or another quarterback. What do you say?
I think it's up in the air.
Okay.
You know what you have. You never know what you're going to get. So I think that we have to wait a little bit more to see how the fans, what their feelings are. Because you know how some people want to run and go with the new. So we got to figure that out.
All right. So we'll be on Thursday. Once again, go ahead and promote the show here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television.
Thank you. It's the Liberty Bell Smack with your hosts, Mr. Mark Mancini, Sal Tartaglia, and Marianne Costello. It's 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, primetime drive time on WWDB AM Talk 860.
All right. I appreciate the call. As always, tell Mr. Mark Mancini if he wants to call in and talk a little bit sports right now, he can do that because we're not going to actually have a show on Monday night. We're going to give the fans a break here on the sports web so they can watch the Rams in Arizona. But once again, thanks a lot for the call, and don't be a stranger, and we'll see you on Thursday night. All right.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Yep. You too. All right. There you go. I mean, that's what goes on. You call my show, you never know who's going to call. You got to love it. We're live here on the hub. Again, my stomping grounds. But, finish the story. Get into the 96 Mustang GT. You're running about 65, 70 miles an hour. You're feeling good. You're feeling good about this whole situation. And you got to feel good about today. You got to feel good about the offense. Even with the missed components that we've talked about, that we kind of freak you out about. But I told you they're going to find a way. And Mike Evans is still on this team. Just saying. I mean, I know that there's fans out there forgot about him because they don't necessarily think he's a great wide receiver. And then again and again and again, he shows you he is. Over 100 yards of receiving once again. 8 consecutive seasons of 1,000 receiving yards. Can you say it for me? Hall of Fame.
How about them Bucs, baby?
I'm just saying. Bucs win 31-15 over the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's go ahead and read some more comments. We'll take some calls. And after that, you know what? I'll give you a break. I'll give you a couple-day break. We'll come back on Tuesday. We'll be fired up. Live here on I Love St. Pete, the hub. And, of course, the Sports Web. Like and subscribe. Give out to the super chats there if you want to donate. Feel free. Never a bad thing to donate a little bit of money, right? Appreciate that, Roger Shue. All right. Here he was rooting for the Eagles. No, he was not rooting for the Eagles. I love about Harry the Greek. Not only is he great, he's going to make you some money if you listen to him. But he said it the other night on the show. He thought that the Bucs would come out slow because that has been their tendency. He thought it'd be a closer game. Wasn't. 17-0. And that would the game was set. The tone was set. We've seen slow starts from this team. That's what we've worried about. Because that's what this team has said they are all year long. But he said they were going to beat the brakes off of Philadelphia. He did. He never said Philly was going to win an upset. Stop it. Stop doing that. Come on. Kenny says 13-7 San Francisco. So, like I said, let's see. Mincy is going to be mad as hell, Pete. He is. If the Cowboys lose, the game is not over yet. So we'll take some more comments. We'll take some more calls, and I'll get off for the night. Because I've been talking my ass off. And I don't mind it. I love talking football all day, every day. You know that. But I also want to watch this playoff game. Because I am a football junkie. And this junkie needs his vice. Bengals versus Bucs, Super Bowl 56. We'll see. I don't know about that. I told you, me, Harry, are at Duckies. No, you're lying. You said you were not at Duckies. He's at the Deck Bar and Grill.
Shut up!
I love the comedy relief there, Mr. Troy Polamalu, King Troy, Trojan Legend SC. Let's get back to the deck. We'll see. Pete, let's do a live watch-along party. Well, I tell you what, Roger Shue, Mr. Moderator, you need to get your ass out there wherever I go. And we're talking to some other people. There's always talks. There's always evolution going on. I don't feel like this show can be stagnant. It can't. I can't be stagnant. We have to change things up. And we will. Here on the Sports Web. 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. Hey, Peter, what's going on? Christopher Cole. Let me fire those cannons. Let me go ahead and give you the woo. And let me go ahead and give you the Byron.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Absolutely. So thanks a lot, Christopher Cole, for tuning in. I'm in Holiday, so I guess I'm in the hub. Golf High Bay Bay. Exactly. Ridgewood High School, baby. Absolutely. David says, hope Warps is okay for next game and Lenny and Grayson Jr. Exactly. That will be the big key, won't it? But again, you know, the game plan, they got it done. They came out, they established it. They have urgency to their offense. They were running hurry up, and it was by game plan. You wear that Eagle defense out early, you get them in a 17-0 hole, and you put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands and have him try to win it. And he's not able to do it because that Bucs defense is too good for him to do it. Christopher Cole, 16-7. So San Francisco up 16-7. Roger Shue. Troy's got to donate to troll. Laugh out loud. Like it. Other stuff in this game that I noticed. Of course, we talked about Shaq Barrett with the interception. 2 interceptions by Jalen Hurts. once again, you're not going to win if you don't win the turnover battle. It's just football 101. You turn over the ball, and then special teams, you see what happens. And you knew it was going to happen. Very first play, when you get that fumble, pass play action, Evans to the house in a flip. I don't know if I like the flip, but the flip in it. Got to love it. So, that's what this team takes advantage of. They take advantage of your mistakes. They make you pay. And that's why it's so great to have Tom Brady as your quarterback, because he has that experience throughout the years. And he was throwing it all over the parking lot. Again, 29 for 37, 271, 2 touchdowns, 1 to Gronkowski, 1 to Mike Evans. Other statistics in this game: Jordan Whitehead, 6 tackles, Carlton Davis, 5, Antoine Winfield, 5 tackles with a sack, Devin White, 5 tackles, Levante David, only 2, but made a major impact any way it goes. Steve McClendon with a sack. Again, the rotation, and no, that's not a drug reference. That is what that line can do. That's what you need your defensive line to have. You have to have that rotation. Those big guys, those big hosses, as my uncle would say, in the middle, you got to keep on rotating them in and out, rotating them. You got McClendon. You got Nacho. Again, special shout out to Mama Nacho. We'll get her on the evolution here pretty soon. I know she's excited for Victory Sunday night, Victory Monday. Her boy played well today. Overall, the defensive line played well. They got enough pressure. They contained Jalen Hurts. Not big runs, not big plays. Not when it counted. Afterwards, when they were up 31-0, yeah, you take your foot off the pedal a little bit. We all do it, but you can't do it. But they did it. Still up comfortably at that point. So, all right, let's go. Ridgewood sucked ass. No, you do.
Shut up!
Corey says, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Super Bowl halftime show. Finally, NFL got it right. Thank you very much. Best comment of the day. Agree. Mary J. Blige in that too, also. How could you forget Mary J. Blige, huh? Yes, it's going to be an entertaining halftime show. We'll probably still do one. We'll see where we're at. All right? But I'm looking forward to that halftime show. I'm probably going to tape the Super Bowl this year. Was a very solid team win. Great win. Go Bucs. Bucs had great ball security with the dual running backs. Good game with Gio with a few key catches. Absolutely. We saw that. We also saw them go to a screen game where they have blockers out in front and Gio makes a big play. Big plays like that. Those are the key things. That's the reason why you recruit a Giovanni Bernard from the Cincinnati Bengals to come here, because he can catch the ball consistently. You can depend on him. It's important. It's going to be important for this offense going forward. 16-7, 49ers over the Dallas Cowboys. What else? Going back to the stats for Jalen Hurts, 23 for 42, 258, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Rushing wise, 6 for 39. Good job once again by the Bucs defense. A lot of those yards later on when the game is decided. He looked confused. He looked like a second-year quarterback. Deer in headlights. He did. And again, credit to where credit is due. Todd Bowles in that defensive scheme. Not having SMB really made a difference. Hopefully we can keep away from the rest of the season. Oh, you. Again, little to no rushing for the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll go back to their statistics here. Rushing wise, Boston Scott, we talked about it, 34-yard touchdown. Miles Sanders, 7 carries for 16 yards. And Kenneth Gainwell, 1 for 6. That's it. Again, receiving, Devontae Smith, 4 catches for 60 yards. Yeah, that's my problem. That's my ultimate problem in this whole situation. How can you not find a way to get the ball to one of your biggest playmakers? They couldn't do it. Again, Gainwell, 5 for 49. Quez Watkins, 2 for 35. Miles Sanders, 3 for 12. Howard, 1 for 7. Rieger, 1 for 2. Defensively, they had 4 sacks in this game. which was a little bit worrisome. We talked about it, though. You have an injury to Tristan Wirfs. You also have Josh Wells fighting through an injury. So besides that, I mean, I think you're pretty much excited about this result by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? They get the job done versus, once again, a matchup where you're looking at it and you're saying the Bucs, you know what? They're not playing well lately against the rushing attack, but they get it done. So that's encouraging. Now, can they continue? We'll see who they play. We'll see who the Cowboys and the 49ers, what result of that is. Wes O'Connor says safety played ball today. Chris Cole says Bosa is down. So that's a major injury at that point. We'll see how that works out. Again, won't be here tomorrow night. We'll give you a break. We'll let you watch the Cardinal and Ram game. We'll come back Tuesday night here live on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television at 9 o'clock on not only I Love St. Pete on Facebook, but also the Hub. It's Hub Life for me. I love it. And, of course, my personal page, my personal Facebook page. Go like that, Peter H. Blake. If you want to be friends with me, we will be friends. And like and subscribe the Sports Web on YouTube. So without further ado, let's go ahead, read this final comment, and then we'll go back. Bucs should play Scotty Miller more than Tyler Johnson. Johnson had a couple drops today, but also had some big catches. We'll talk more about that on Tuesday night. 3 things here on this victory super wild card weekend. Your Bucs take care of business over the Philadelphia Eagles 31-15. You ready? Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake. Victory Sunday night, Victory Monday here live on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Let's give him the Byron Leftwich.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Have a great night.
Stan Arthur here for the I Love St. Pete Facebook group. If you're a business owner looking to connect with tens of thousands of potential new local customers, you owe it to yourself to get enrolled in our Key Tag Rewards program. Since 2019, we've signed up more than 200 local merchants. Sponsor opportunities are available too, such as our group banner ad and even your own custom key tags. Just go to stpetekeytag.com, get enrolled, and get ready to get busy. stpetekeytag.com.
Come to Sam Ash for hundreds of exclusive holiday deals on music and sound gear from the most iconic brands. Save big on professional and starter guitars, drums, digital pianos, horns, violins, DJ, and electronic production equipment. Supercharge your home studio with deals on podcasting, streaming, and AV equipment like speakers, microphones, headphones, and acoustic treatment. Plus, with 36 months no-interest financing on thousands of items, you can get the gear of your dreams right now. From our incredible selection and service to our lowest price guarantee for over 95 years, real musicians know you only go to Sam Ash.
Merry Christmas. Say, I love football. Say this. Say Tampa. Bay. Bay. Tampa. Tampa. Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. Say Tampa. Bay. Bay. Oh my God, she's so smart and she's so precious. I love her to death.
On the Gulf side of Florida, Tampa Bay is home to great expectation to the Buccaneers. We didn't get here by chance. It was all part of the plan.
New team, new year. Let's make sure we learn from the past. Each and every single guy.
Stay with it, fellas. Embrace the grind, embrace the work.
Sure, we've come a long way. But now we find out just how much we have left. Because this team has already reached great heights. But we know that we can climb even higher. This time, we're not just battling our opponents. We face off against our own expectation.
Everybody in here know what you're capable of. You look yourself in the mirror and bring what you got to the team tonight.
This ain't about me. It's about us.
Come on, boys. Let's go now. Our best all year. I wake up every morning. When I look in the mirror, I tell myself, you still in the fight. Yes, sir. When you made this team, you made a commitment to your brother. Look around. This is for real. Huh? This is for real. No matter what happens, we're going to ride to the wheels fall off. Yeah. Let's go. Make every play and everybody eats today, Pete. Everybody eats, huh? Into the end zone. Let's go! Hornets nest now. Get dressed, man. Who needs a field goal? Fournette goes for the end zone.
This is sick. What a game. Now that's the way the Bucs are supposed to be playing. We're playing for a lot now. Everyone matters.
The road to a championship begins where last season ended, right here at home. So if you're with us, raise the flags